recording. We're good. Okay, and we are recording as well. Thanks. Here we go. So, got a nice new office chair. It's got a footrest that sticks out the front. I wish I could show you, but I can't. Because I don't use the camera. Anyway, testing out some new tools right now. This is pretty cool. And yeah, waiting for some people to step into the chat room. I have a couple of new indicators that are kind of some hidden things right now. It's just some things that I'm working on. For example, this one is called the ATR oscillator with pivot breaks. It's not an ATR oscillator with pivot breaks. It's not that. It's actually something else with pivots in it. And it is telling me ahead of time when certain moves are coming up in the market. I wanted to test it out this morning on this morning's opening market. I'm looking at the stock exchange New York session. I'm looking at the 9:30 session right now, and this is live. Good morning, Dre the Trader. Nice to see you, bro. Let me get to that message real quick. Let me see. Yo, bro. Welcome to the morning. So, Dre, hope I'm not pulling you away from anything this morning. Hope you're having a good day. I am literally just, I'm really just kind of taking a break from the day. I got some things I want to take care of. And, I just decided to hop on. I got a couple of hours free. And I want to just try and hit the market. Just test out some things, some strategies that I'm working on. Test out some new indicators on the live market. And while I'm waiting for this move to unfold, I might as well set up my chart a little bit more. Let me go to the 30-minute right here. Like there, right? Okay. I want to draw in some more proper support and resistance areas and get my channel set up. I got my channels already set up. This zone that I drew here is based off of the new heikin-ashi stochastic. It changes colors and it does things for you that are pretty interesting. It's literally just a stochastic indicator, stochastic RSI, but it's just built with heikin-ashi candles. And the way that it smooths the movement of the stochastic is really, really nice. It does a very good job of showing you, when your trend is continuing to the upside or when it's continuing to the downside. So as long as you know your main trend, when you can get back into the move from a pullback or a dip or whatever. It's doing a really good job with that so far. And I wanted to test this on the live market, see what's happening. So let me just kind of set myself up here with some points, right? Hang on. There we go. I want to fade these out. I don't want them so big and bulky. There we go. This is how I like my charts. As you can see, very minimal with the lines. I'm not even using the mass effect for this. I could be, but I don't want to get into that this morning. I was watching your video, new things to come video while on a work break. All right, Sam, welcome. USMC. Hey, Sam. Sean? I'm sorry. Sean? You with the Marines there, buddy? You an ex-Marine, fellow ex-Marine there, buddy? Yeah, I spent some time with that little cult myself. Yeah. Glad to have you on board, Sam. Let's see here. This is my trend line right here. I actually want to change the color of this right there. Trend line here. I see this move is still setting up for we're on the Dow Jones. I don't like what's happening with it just yet. So let's see. And yes, Sam, I am using a couple of the new tools. I want to test them out on the live market right now. Actually, 3 new tools. One I did not mention in the video that I put up last night about the new things to come, right? So one of the things is obviously the stochastic heikin-ashi. That's the heikin-ashi stochastic, whatever you want to call it, right? Stochastic heikin-ashi. I have a different setup for my algo, which I still need to finish setting something up here just to make things a little bit more proper to view. And see this downward these pivots on the low side. Another one just printed to the downside, which means the RSI wants to move up a little bit more. I'm planning on the stochastic. It's going to come down and then it's probably going to start moving back up again. So I think this is a nice little bounce that's taking place here. Yes, a vet, 91 to 95. Thanks. Hey, we were basically in at the same time, Sean. I was there from 92 to, let me see, I did 3 in, 3 out. That's what I was doing. So, yeah. Went in February 22nd, 1992. See, you never forget your ship date. So, yeah, glad to have you on board. Let's see. And let's see what I'm doing here. Yes. That's what I'm looking for. Let's do this. Okay. So this is a bit of a setup right here, right? I'm not trying to connect this. I'm literally looking at these two here. I don't care about this because this is the manipulation. I want the actual highs. That's going to be right here. And it kind of coincides with this level here, right? The gap up, the gap down, big move down, the end of volume right here. Looks like volume became uninteresting to the bulls. To the bears. Became interesting to the bulls. Little ranging area right here, ranging area right here. So they caught these ranging areas. And this is on a higher time frame. So now let me get down to my 5 minute right here. Let's get back into the move. You can see there's no volume taking place, really low volume taking place. Okay, so this is basically my setup for the day right here. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Hey, Basley. Haven't seen you in a little while. Nice to have you on board there, buddy. So let me tell you guys real quick about, see, I knew this was going to happen. There you go. That's the move down. See, I said the stochastic going to start making its move down. Big push down right here. They're just kind of screwing with people. They dropped it, opened the candle way up, and then pulled it back down. So they're really kind of playing around with this area right now. Let's see here. I'm waiting for the move to come back down here, to come back down and touch this, either break below it or whatever. But yeah, so this is a move down. Oh, this is a nice move down, actually. Let's take this, right? I'm going to take this down. Okay, 2. I'm going to get out at this level here. Taking this one right down here. Okay, small move down. I shouldn't necessarily be going against the trend like that, but I can see currently on the new version of the void, or the voodoo volume indicator, right? Voodoo. I could see that the, what do you call it? The bulls are currently not at the point of control. They can't get there. Let me kind of open that line up a little bit. Point of control. Let's just kind of beef this up, make it 2. Okay, there you go. See, they're not able to break that, so they're doing a nice job going up and down. I'm sure I entered this move a little bit early. Yes, morning. That's right. Yeah, Basley. Where are you located again there, buddy? I forgot where you are. All right, so we're in profit here. We end up hitting my take profit. We're good there. So that was good. See, as soon as I hit take profit, then all of a sudden, price, look at it. It's just moving right. It's just moving backwards again. So they're really trying to screw with people. Let me finish my setup here. Sorry for the boring parts, people. See, I set my pivot highs, trend lines as columns because I want to see when the trend line is actually breaking to the downside. And when it closes like this below a pivot, my RSI gets below a pivot and I get a column, that means that's an indication that I can take my trade in that direction. I just have to watch for my swing high, swing low, whatever the case may be. So I know it might be a little difficult to understand that while I'm trying to do it on the live market, but yes, I will be doing a video about this stuff in the future. So that being said, I had a marker here, sell from this point, buying. There it is. There it is right here, down here. Buying at the low, pretty much at the close. Okay, so I have another indicator. Actually, I got to change this. Sorry, just kind of jumping around a little bit. I created another indicator. Okay. That is this one here, and it plots late. Okay, for example, it's set for 14, which means it needs 7 candles this way, 7 candles that way. I should really set it for like 13. That's what I want to do there. Okay, so now it's a little bit tighter. So 13 means it'll take this candle. Let me see, how does that work? 12. So it'll take 6 candles this way, 6 candles this way. It's looking for certain types of pivots, but what it's also doing is at the pivot, it plots late because it looks back at the pivot, and it's telling me how many positions have been opened at this point. You can see here there were a lot of sellers. So it's telling me to buy when price gets back to this close level. That's literally what it's telling me. Like, this doesn't print until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somewhere around here, it prints this and it says buy. The candle closes down here. So it's basically telling me, put a buy order in at that level. And sure enough, that kind of coincides with the trend line that I drew. So I want to get back down to this level. I'm going to trade down to it. Let's see. Hello, guys. We are long or short. So Donnie YXD, thanks for stepping in. I'm going to be honest with you. I will not be giving out signals like that. I would like to take a short right here because I see somewhat of a short move coming in, but I think it's a trick. I'm honestly in a bit of a uptrend right now, but this is the downward leg of it. Okay, just to give you a heads up. According to my indicator, US 30 is correcting at the 30-minute frame to keep going up. So NHT, you are absolutely true. Absolutely right. I believe the same thing. And if you look at the RSI over a longer period, right? Just look at the RSI over a longer period. You can see that doing exactly what you're talking about, NHT. So you see you've got a low here, right? Another low, right? And then another low and another low here, right? It's doing a nice little uptrend. But even the upper part, right? Look at the RSI. It's like that. We got a bit of an uptrend going on right now with the RSI. So that means momentum overall is moving upwards. So that's my position right now. I'm long on this right now. I could be flat out wrong. But you see this creeping arc that they have done. They're trying to get back down to this particular level here. I'm putting in a buy order at this point. And when price gets down here, I want to buy and just catch this move right back to the top. So let's see. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it in right here. Okay, I do this here. Create new order, buy order. Let's go for 3. Okay, there. And again, I know this is paper trading, but what I'm doing is I'm testing out new strategies with new indicators, see how well they work on a live market during the most volatile times in the market. Okay, this candle's showing up red and these are showing up green, not because they are bullish or bearish candles. Okay, you could see that these wicks are red, which means these candles are bearish candles, but the body is green. The body is being colored by volume. Okay. Body is being colored by volume. Just want to give you a heads up. So don't look at my chart and think that something, very different is taking place. I just didn't want you guys get confused. So let me put this back here. This was my move to the downside at this point, so I can actually calculate this move. Let's use the RSI formula. Swing high right there just for the calculation. RSI says 3.85. That is a 1 to 2.38, or in this case, a 1 to 2.28, because I'm going against the trend. 2.28, right? 2.28. So I'm going to raise my buy order to this. I have a buy order in here. Okay. I'm going to change this buy order to this level. There we go. Modify the order, move it down. And I need to put a buy order in here and a sell order in right here. Okay, create new order. This is going to be a sell order at this point. I'm going to sell all 3 units. So I'm going to buy at this point and sell at this point. Pretty much. See, I have this in the right place here. Yep, right back to that zone. So let's see how this goes. This strategy is literally trying to catch these weird, like super volatile moves that take place in the market. And those are the ones that they just basically look like this here. Let's pull one up. These kind of volatile moves. It's where the market comes in, they do a setup, and then they just go boom, boom, right? You know how they just kind of do this. Here, let me get a better drawing tool. There. So it's when the market comes in, they just kind of slide things down. You get all of this bearish volume, right? All of a sudden, the price just shoots up and then shoots down. And that's what I'm shooting for. They did the same thing here. It shoots down and then shoots back up. What I'm trying to do is develop a strategy that actually allows you to catch that move. And here it is again, right? It's slowly moving down. Then they move up and they trap people in this position because they get this close above this high. It's above the high. So people enter long positions, create liquidity and inducement in this area. All of a sudden, they just shoot it down and then shoot it right back up. And I want to try and just catch this move, because if you catch one move going down and the other move going up, you could, I can't seem to find the buys. Oh, there's a message on my screen. So if you catch one of these moves going down, that's basically 0.5% for your day, and the other move going back up, that's like 0.9%. You basically got 1.5% done for the day, you know. So, and again, like they just do it over and over again, right? And here it is again, creep the market down, shoot it way back up, you know. And they're just creeping it, and all of a sudden it shoots down to some kind of a level. So that's what I'm shooting for in today's little strategy. Let's watch it fail, and fail dramatically, right? Let's see how that works. Any messages on my screen? Life could be worse. Okay. Got accepted into a female-only university, and I'm the only male for some reason. 1,200 females. Donnie YXD. That sounds like some anime stuff that you are living right now. I'm not going to lie. Sounds like you were living a life of some anime thing. You know, like High School DxD or something. So let's see. I still got my buy order down here. Sell order right here. Okay. And yeah, let's just see how this works. Somebody just boosted my script. What's going on here? Yep. Whoever that is, I'm going to follow them and follow this person. Here we go. So if you guys want, in case you haven't done it yet, I'm going to take a couple of positions here in a second. You're going to notice that trading with me live could be a little boring. Oh, there we go. Trading with me live could be a little bit boring because I'm very patient. I will wait for the move, and then when it shows its face, I'm going to catch that move. That's basically what I'm going for. And let's see here. If anybody's looking at my chart and you see that there should be a little correction going on here, go right ahead. Tell me that you do not trust what my move is doing right now. That's fine. Just leave the message right on the screen in the chat window. Let's see here. Yep, stochastic is still coming down. How you guys like this little stochastic thing? It's pretty cool, right? It's literally just a stochastic made out of heikin-ashi candles. That's all it is. But it's doing a nice job so far, giving me like just moves. It smooths things out really nicely. You can see that it's coming down nicely. I saw this because this color right here, these two colors, they seem to be a nice zone of resistance. Price went up, hit it, started pushing back down. Same thing here, a little zone. Same thing here, a little zone on the upside. And if I mark this, right, where is it? Here. This is a nice little zone. And you can see it, price came down to it, tried to move up, and it couldn't get above it. It's tried to move up. It tried to move back above this candle or this bar. It didn't make it. Even the RSI went up, and it wasn't enough. Bullish volume stepped in, tried to get in there. It wasn't enough. And price just came back down. So it's a nice little tool. I'm going to develop strategies to understand more about what you should be understanding when you see the candles change color the way that they do. That interim color that takes place right here is very significant. Okay, it is basically the crossover of the K and the D line of your of your stochastic. So I don't want you to think that when you get down here and you see it change, that's your entry. No. You'll see it come down here. You see the colors are intermediate. They're in between each other, and then it's green. This candle, green is your uptrend. Red is your downtrend. The in-between color is your twist, okay? But this twist, depending on if you're in an uptrend or a downtrend, it means something different. Let me see what's on the screen. Not boring, learning the tools from the OB Coffee Kenobi. You know, I wish I could say I have a lightsaber, but I don't. Let's see. Also, the setup. Okay. Thanks for the setup. That's nice. And indeed, the heikin-ashi stochastic is cool, yo. Yeah, it is cool, Bastley. The heikin-ashi stochastic is a cool little tool. I I created it just for fun. It serves no particular purpose other than to satisfy a visual, aspect, visual need. So it wasn't for anything in particular. It was just because I was having fun with it. That's all it really is. And do me a favor, guys. Let me know if my screen freezes. It does that sometimes. The audio will continue, but I won't know that the video has stopped for one reason or another. So anyway, let's get into this. I think I may have missed this support level right here, which would have been important because I could have put in my buy order there. So I may be in trouble, just waiting for something to happen. We'll find out. Stochastic's still down. I'm still below my pivots. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like this is the move down. This is what I'm feeling right now. Let's go for my swing high. Here's my there. I should be at take profit too. Yeah, I do. I did miss. So this, my buy order, actually needs to be in here. There. I don't want to try and get way down here with it. I want to catch the move as it's falling. Not at the bottom. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, this is a strategy I'm working on. I want to see how well it works. We're going to find out. Now, so what I have on my screen right now, guys, this is a stochastic, okay? I also have the heikin-ashi algo on my screen with particular settings that I use for Forex on the 5-minute. Okay. And what I also have is the new volume indicator, which I should have checked to see if let me see, length 50. Nope, I don't want that. There you go. I don't want to look at 50 bars. I want to look at 20 bars. There we go. This should be a little bit nicer. This is the high class version of the void. And it's just immense. It does an incredible job. I like how this worked out. Do me a favor, guys. If you haven't done it already, go to my profile on TradingView. Okay. Head on over there while we're waiting for these trades to take place. And just check out some of the ideas that I put up, right? I copy some of my ideas from YouTube and I put them over on TradingView, but obviously I have to record it a different way for TradingView. And yeah, so do me a favor, go ahead, boost up the ideas. It's got 22 so far. I just did this one last night that you saw. Go over here, hit that boost button right there for me, would you? And I want to try and get this idea published on the front page of TradingView, and it'll do that as long as it gets enough boosts very quickly. And you know what I would like for you guys to do? Why don't you do me a favor? Let me see. Let me read this question for a second. Are you building in alerts for the red to intermediate to green or vice versa? All right, Basley, if you're talking about the heikin-ashi stochastic, then no, I will not make alerts for that color change, because that color change is literally a smoothed colorization of the K and D line crossing over each other. So when they are crossing each other horribly, like very badly, you're going to get like a dozen alerts, and you don't want that. Like here, right? You see here, they're crossing over each other like 4 or 5 times. And then here too, they cross over each other like 1, 2, 3, 4. They cross over each other 4 times. So in the span on a 5-minute chart, in the span of literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 minutes, you would have gotten 4 alerts for nothing. So there's nothing to see here. So no, I don't want to make alerts for the heikin-ashi stochastic. It won't really serve any purpose for you. So sorry about that. Victor, yes, I am recording this session. Absolutely. When are you going to release those new indicators? Okay, so Willow Dean, I think I'm going to do the stochastic indicator just for fun. I'm going to release it to TradingView later today, provided I have enough time. I got some things I need to take care of. But the others, like the super high class version of the void and the heikin-ashi algo, the big dog, will not be released for some time, because there are certain things that I need to remove from it and other things that I need to put into it. But let me get back to this little thing right here. What I want you guys to do is this. I know many of you have Discord channels. You guys are on other YouTube channels. You guys, Facebook. You have these groups, Telegram and stuff like that. Do me a favor. What I want is I want you to take that video that I did, trading divergences with 100% chance of winning. Go and get that YouTube link, okay? Get the YouTube link. Do me a favor. Don't take it from TradingView. Take it from YouTube. I want to see how much traction that the video for trading divergences with a 100% chance of winning. I want to see how much traction that I can get on that video if you guys share it to other groups and other platforms, as many as you can. All right, go ahead and hit them up and just drop the link in there so they can see, like other traders can see that. The reason I want to do this is because if I get enough traction from Discord groups, Discord, links and stuff like that, then I'll start to see the benefit of opening a Discord, and I will open a Discord for you guys to communicate and put things up. And I just need to see the benefit of opening a Discord. And to do that, I think I need to see that there are people who will actually link back from it and look at, pertinent information. All right. So again, do me a favor, winning trades of, divergence, 100% chance, go to the YouTube video, grab the link and drop it in some other platforms for me, if you don't mind. Okay. If you don't mind, that'd be nice. Let me see. So yeah, this is moving up. All right. Went against me a little bit. Not a problem. I can still enter and just kind of catch what I need to, but I think this is a pullback right now. I think it's a pullback to the upside. I want to catch this coming back down. Anyway, a couple of messages on the screen here. Let's see what we got. Can I make this screen a little bit bigger? I got my messages on my laptop screen. Let me see what happens here. What happens? Nope, I can't see the chat window if I do that. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't want to hide the chat. All right. So you're welcome, Willadine. Can you show a few more examples on algo divergences? Samira, I'm not sure what kind of examples I can show about algo divergences, other than maybe like one or two that are presented in front of me right now. So give me a second. I'll do that in a second. Quest, this page has been helping me greatly. Thanks, Quest. It's nice. Nice to hear that. It's wonderful. Here is the link if it helps others. Paul, you said you're talking about a link. I'm not sure what link you're talking about. Let me check my messages here in the background. It's probably stopping your link from coming through. Let me see. This includes messages. Let's see. Moderation is now hidden. This includes, okay. It's okay. Got it. All right. So I think the chat is trying to moderate some messages. So let me just give me a second and I will stop that from happening. Okay. Let's see here. And don't worry, Samira, I didn't forget what you wanted to see. All right. Don't worry. I got you. Yeah, so Paul SP, I don't see the link if you tried to drop one. I tried to remove pin. Yeah. So yeah, nothing's been moderated on yours, so everything should be fine there. Okay. Community moderation. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, okay, there we go. Nope. Okay. Let me just kind of correct things here. What I shared was your YouTube link. Oh, okay. Thank you. There we go. Thank you, Paul. Let's see. Just dropped your divergence YouTube in the Lux. Oh my God. You mean in the Lux Algo Discord? Basley, you're a savage. All right. So, Samira, you wanted to see more examples of divergences, right? So let me just kind of look for one here. I don't like using that divergence indicator that is part of TradingView. We don't need this to see divergences. You only need to see the RSI and your price. You can also see divergences on the stochastic itself, which is pretty cool. All right. For example, you can see them here. Okay. Here is a divergence. Here's a high. Here's a lower high. But if you look at your price, let me get rid of this. If you look at your price, you can see it here in the stochastic, and here's a high and a higher high. So this divergence already played out, okay? And you can see it on the RSI as well. It's here, right? Sorry. you can see that at this point, or even at this point, price is falling. RSI is falling. But at that same point, right, your price is going up. All right, so divergence taking place on the stochastic is a little bit different than the RSI because my RSI is set. Thanks, Basley, for agreeing with the idea. My man just went over and pumped it. So the RSI divergence is a little bit different than the stochastic divergence, but as long as you have the settings pretty close to each other, you should be able to still see the divergence. And what you can do is you can either look at one, right, for divergences, or the other. Don't try and look at too many. This is why you don't put too many, what do you call it? This is why you don't put too many indicators on your screen at once. It's just going to drive you nuts. So here's my divergence, right? And what I said last night is you got your pivots set up. Here's your divergence. You end up getting a low on this candle. And, oh, look at that. Some people are going through and agreeing with my ideas. Thanks, guys. Let's see. So you got a high, and then you got a low, right? You can see that a candle came down, made a new low. So at this point, you're looking for the RSI to drop down below its pivot, okay? So at this point, you get a low on that candle, right? You get a low on that candle. Your RSI has already dropped down. It comes down again, and it gets below one pivot, below two pivots. See those pivots right there? These pivots are your pivot high and pivot low. Pivot high, okay, and pivot low. For the sake of argument, I'm going to make this one not dark green. Can't do that. We'll make this one a little bit green, greenish, I guess. Make it greenish. And this one will be red-ish. Pretty close to each other, right? Doesn't really help. We'll make them bigger so you can see them. And so that I can see them. So there. You see your pivots are real close. Your pivots are basically making a zone of resistance. The RSI broke through it pretty quickly. Okay, after the divergence, your RSI came down, broke through it. You are below your pivot. And at this point, you can calculate your move. So here, you can use the RSI formula. Go right there. Go for that little swing high on that previous candle. It's got a little wick on top, right? RSI formula says what? 3.85. That's a 1 to 2.38, right? That's a 1 to 2.38. But you don't take that. Why? Because you're going against the trend. So it's 1 to 1.38. All right. So it's a small move down, 1 to 1.38. And it gets you out, right, at a nice spot. Okay. Gets you out in a decent spot. There we go. So I'm not sure how much easier, how much more, Samara, how much more example you would need. You're literally looking for a divergence to form. You make a new low, right? A low means here's the divergence and you have a low on that candle. Then you need a low lower than that one. That is a new low. At that point, you simply wait. Wait for the RSI to cross below your pivot. If the divergence was to the upside, you're waiting for the RSI to come back down. Here, this is your entry, and you can target your previous swing low if you wanted to. This is what I said in the video last night. The previous swing low of your RSI from here to the previous swing low right there, okay? And that looks like this. Here's your entry, and that same candle right here, same candle. There's your target. And what did I say about the RSI formula? It ended up getting you out somewhere in this area. So the divergence could take place either direction of the market. It doesn't really matter, okay? And so yeah, let me take these off. I don't need these here. All right. Still have my buy and sell order, but this is a lot of fun just to see what's happening with the market right now. They're doing this whole FU thing right now. I don't really like it. They get a little pullback taking place right here. This is a pullback. So I should have entered at this point. 1, 2, 3. This is a big move down. I should have caught this move down. I want to see if this is an engulfing candle. Here. Oh, not there. Here. Let's see what volume is doing at this point. Heikin-ashi candles are getting smaller on the stochastic, which means the move down is slowing. We are in an uptrend, so I want to catch more of the move going back up. I have a high and a higher. So the RSI is actually moving down, right? So this could be a move down. just kind of bring my volume back up here. What kind of messages we got here? Let's see. When are you going to release those new indicators? We went over that. Ortiz, let's see. Can you show more examples? Thank you. This page has been helping me out. Okay. Oh, here we are. What I shared is a link. Just dropped your divergent. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Basti. You dropped it, and I ended up getting a whole bunch of hits. How's the Mass Effects doing? The Mass Effects is doing just really well. It's got some very intricate design going on with it. And just want to let you guys know, it's going to be a little while before it's released. I decided to not release that until after I release the website. What I was hoping to do was create a page in the website where you guys can go and register with the website now. And you'll be able to just be, registered to it. This way, when it finally opens its doors, you would you'd be able to step right in. But I didn't have enough time to take care of that, so sorry about that. During the next week, I will be having a few pages up. There won't be anything in particular to look at in the website because I still need to add a bunch of things in. Sorry, you know me, I've got my latte. So everybody put it up in the chat room. What's everybody doing today? What time zone are you in? What is your day like today? All right. Green candle starting right here. We could take a little position. I'm going to take a small position right here. I'm just going to take a small one right there. All right. I'm going to go for my previous swing high, which is basically, all right, I ended up hitting my buy order right there. Okay. And I'm going to set my sell. So this one actually took my buy order, which is really good. Automatic buy order was there. I'm sorry, sell order was there. Oh, I'm sorry. I bought and then it sold right away, which is what I wanted it to do. Let's see here. Sorry if I seem a little bit all over the place right now. I'm just kind of concentrating on a few things at the same time. So give me a second, guys. Is the stochastic RSI indicator available now? Samira, if you're talking about the heikin-ashi stochastic, no, it is not available right now. I'll be releasing that to TradingView later today, and a couple hours afterwards, you'll be able to catch that as a nice little, cute little tool to use just for fun. Literally just for fun. It's just a tool for, a different visualization of the stochastic. That's all it is. Speaking of which, I need to take a look at it. I see what volume is doing. It's very minimal right now, so let me just kind of get that out of the way. My candles are going to tell me when I've got adequate volume. And let me change a setting here so I can get a better readout on that. Volatility, I want 0.5. And my candles, I'm going to set the length for 14. Since we're dealing with Forex, and they really like to mess with people. Let's see, volume here. Yep, downside, upside, right? Nope, not enough. Yep, hang on. Sorry. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Silly me. Yeah, I like the 20. I still like the 20. And 1 for here. I still like that. So there we go. I'm going to pinch this down. We don't need to deal with volume right now because you're doing this whole thing right now that I don't like. Let's see here. What do we have with the RSI and the stochastic? Give me a second, guys. Got to do a thing. Just kind of back checking right now. Here's this. Okay. You'll notice in the latest release of the heikin-ashi algo that the RSI is no longer locked to the tip. You'll see that I don't have any heikin-ashi candles on here, right? The RSI is no longer locked to the tip of the candles. You can now adjust that. Okay. Here. And I have my candle set at 14 and my RSI set at 14. But if I set my RSI at like 50, okay, you'll see that where is it? Sorry, I would have to change the open, high, low, close on my, on my candles. And I don't want to get into doing that right now because I'm not using it. I want to see this trade play out. So we'll get into that in another video. There we go. Let me see. What's up, Matt Barr? Nice to see you back again. Again, this is a last minute thing, Matt. So sorry I didn't notify anybody. Here we are. there is a support level, resistance level that's right around here that I want to tackle. Right there. Yeah, so this is a level right here. Let me adjust. Right there. Let's go to a high time frame. See what's going on. Kind of messages we got. Can't seem to find the buy sell alerts on the heikin-ashi algo, only the visual alert settings. Okay. That's because it was removed in a previous update as they were not reliable. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. You can't just use indicators because they say buy and sell. Because you have to imagine, if they say buy and sell, then that was programmed in there when the market was in a particular position, right? And if that's the case, how often is that indicator how often is the market in that position? It's not a good indication of it's not a good tool to use. For example, a lot of people are using the chandelier exit, right? And you have to listen to the name of it. It's a chandelier exit. It's an exit indicator, not an entry indicator. So you got to stop using it like an entry indicator. It's useless that way. That being said, people are using the buy and sell signals off of it with these ridiculous strategies, and they're just really no good. It's no good at all. It's pointless. So this zone is not going to do any good for me right now. There's a nice imbalance here, here. Okay, we're good here. This is already all taken care of. This created a new one. Right there. I believe this created a new one down here. We got a little spot down here where things are going to kind of get interesting. Okay, I have a buy order. See, I should have put the buy order in here. I thought I did, and it didn't take. My buy order just didn't take, which is annoying. So it was supposed to buy down here, right? And it was supposed to do this. Let me see from there. My buy order. Yeah, it was supposed to do this. It was supposed to buy here and sell here. And the wick came down, but for some reason TradingView didn't buy, didn't open my buy order and sell it up here. That was supposed to take place. So thanks TradingView for not doing what I asked you to do. Let's see. So we got a little activity taking place. Bullish volume here. No volume here. Nothing really in particular to look at. Let's get back down to the 5 minute. I wanted to see if I could see anything in particular in that area. So now I think I'm going to pull a hat trick. Let's really work some magic in here now, right? That's what's going to happen. Wipe it all out. And here, you guys are about to see the secret sauce. How about that? You're going to see the secret sauce. Okay. There, 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 there. All right, volume point of control and this. Let's go. Right? So we get above there and right here. There. Extend to the right. Let's make it yellow. Brighten it up a little bit. Okay, now I need another one, right? So here. Okay. Right here. Close of the candle to the release right there. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, I see. That's what I'm looking for. It's right there. That is my resistance right there. Boom. And same thing here. Bearish candle. Okay. And again, right here. Same thing. That's my little zone right there. Okay. Here's my zone. Okay. Rejected. Here. There. Okay, I need to find my other zone. Right, nope. rejected off the downside. I'm reluctant to believe it's true, but I'm going to take it anyway. Here's my other zone. Okay. Secret sauce completed. Right. Loss. Ah, right there. Okay. All right, we're good. I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking at me like, what the hell is he doing? What is that? Yeah, so this says ATR and average ATR, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is not what you think. Yeah, not what you think. This is why this indicator is so clean cut, so good. Bearish rejection, bullish rejection, that's fine. Bearish and bullish rejection is basically support and resistance of volume. That's what's happening there. All right, so I'm going to pinch this back down. I really just want to mark out some areas. Back to here. There we go. And here, let's see. What do we have in play? High, lower high. Nope. I don't believe this. I think this move's coming back down, to be honest with you. Right. Okay, skips up. No, actually, it's got a little climb to it. All right. I'll pull this out. This buy order. It looks like this buy order was supposed to take place here. It never did. So thanks, TradingView, for screwing me on that one. That would have been a nice automated little move right there. It would have bought here and sold here. And I would have been able to just hang out, just, you know, walk away. That would have been like a nice little, what, here to, would have been like there. That would have been a 0.25% move, like $86 move, and it didn't do it. So I need to sell at this point. Yeah, it's supposed to sell here. I'll wait for this move to be over. Let's see. Yeah, I don't trust this one. Not necessarily. This is a take profit 2 move. Seems like. Yeah. Okay, shift down, we're good. Brings back up. Okay, okay. Right there. Game on, let's go. Any more messages, guys? Any like questions you got? Let's see what I shared was. Okay, cool. A bunch of hits. What do we got here? Okay, okay. Nice. Thanks, guys. 20 more boosts on this thing. That's really nice. Okay, cool. Thanks, everybody, for that. All right, so what we have here is we have bullish volume, right? I'm looking for a divergence right now. Okay, I've got, what, 1088 and 1054. It's a divergence to the downside. They're both above 10. Price is moving up. So this move already took place to the downside. And then I've got this high one already came up. We're good. Breaks above. I broke above both pivots at this point. Good. Go to the previous swing high, which is right there. Price is about to hit that high. Will the RSI indicator be able to draw divergences on its... So, Basti, I've been contemplating that. And I have an issue with the heikin-ashi drawing divergences. And I think I need to make them plot on the chart instead. Actually, this should have been my buy order here. Give me 1 second, Basley. Sorry. Give me just 1 second. From here to there. My buy order should have gone in at that point. Sorry, Basley, just give me a second. That's the move. That's not the move. This is the move. Here. To the break. Right there. Buy order straight up. Yeah. Okay. There's that one. 3. I feel like I'm missing something. Right? Just feel like I'm missing. Oh, I am missing something. I am missing something. Overbought. Overbought. Now I can see when the RSI is overbought. and when it really wants to be overbought or oversold, when it really wants to just like pull back the other way. Give me a second to set my previous swing here. That's going to be this one. Previous pivot. Swing high. There are no pivots above this. Interesting. I'll have to find the swing high on price. I don't like this. Obvious place of contention. Let's see, move down to this level. That is the push. Interesting. Sorry, guys, give me a second. There we go. So anyway, Basley, you're talking about the RSI, the heikin-ashi algo getting divergences drawn onto it. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff going on with the heikin-ashi algo already on the screen. And I think it would do you guys a disservice to have more things plotted on there. You know, I can't create a tool that has like all this stuff on it. It's really just too much. I mean, look what happens already. You end up getting a moving average. Just look at it build up, right? And you get this what do you call it? The heikin-ashi candles, and then you get the highest high, highest low, right? All that stuff. There's a different form for the RSI overbought, oversold. You got those lines you could put in, the stochastic itself, like all these things, right? Then the oversold background, overbought background, and the RSI trend. Like you end up having all this stuff on here. A lot of people will open it up and they won't know what they're doing. They won't know what they're looking at. It's going to look like just way too much stuff. You'll have to spend way too much time trying to adjust it so that you can trade with it easily, you know. So in this case, it's going to be one of these, you know, less is more kind of things. There we go. Because every time you open it up, you're going to be like, oh, there's just too much stuff on there, right? And it could be just very, what do you call it? It could just really mess with you. There we go. Is heikin-ashi Pro or Voodoo available? So, Samira, Voodoo is not available. It's still in its beta phase. Still testing. I'm working with it right now. The heikin-ashi Algo Pro. This one is just called the Pro because it has like 3 other things in it that I am developing. But other than those 3 things, you have the Pro version. Like it's the same thing, version 3, with a different name. That's all. That's really all it is. The only thing you don't have is the highest high. Where did I put that? See, I'm still not used to where everything is. The highest high and lowest low. You don't have that in yours. And I mean, to be honest with you, you don't really need it because your pivots are basically telling you that anyway, right? But they really cool because you can set them as columns and then fade them out, right? Just kind of fade them out and watch your RSI do things in those areas. So you can actually use them like channels in the background. And when your RSI gets to a channel, you're like, all right, I'm going the other way. You know, there we go. And here. So the highest high and lowest low, you would use it, but you wouldn't use the pivots. Like it would be a lot of stuff. So let me take that out. We don't need that. So here we see already, I need to get out of this trade because I'm looking at a divergence take place. One here, right? But I ended up entering long. It's just I feel for some reason this is a bit of a continuation. Let's see here. See, this is what I do, right? I got another notification that somebody likes my idea right there, okay? Here, I'm going to follow this person. There you go. Follow. I'm sure that they're not really putting anything on TradingView, but it's just good that they know that, hey, I'm not just some guy. There we go. Got to adjust my seat. I'm not just some guy, you know, behind the screen. It's kind of messing around. I follow you guys, and you know we talk. There's a lot of I talk to a lot of people on here. Look at all this. Okay, you guys can hit me on TradingView. Send me a direct message. This is one of the things I wanted to say this morning. Let me see. Okay, do you think good alert is setting RSI crossing MA and then looking where the candles are in relationship? Okay, I'll answer that one later. So anyway, let me get out of this trade. I do like this trade, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm going to leave this one running. I'm leaving this trade running. I know I'm in the minus, but whatever. It's a paper trade. It's just a test. I need my drink. Hang on. There we go. Who's having coffee today? I am. There we go. Oh, I left my moving average on my RSI. I didn't really need that. It's pretty good, though. I don't need the moving average there. It's nice to have it. Let me just kind of pull this out. There. Okay. Done. Anyway. So, yeah, still waiting for this trade to play out. Just like I said, things can get boring. I do see this ultimately downward trend here, which I don't really appreciate it. But this is how they move the market, right? I want to try and catch some small pieces right here. Let's see if we can do this. Let's go down to the 1 minute, right? Boom. 1 minute. So I already have a divergence taking place here. You can see that already. Look, divergence is already, oh, no, it was just overbought. That's all. But I do not see an actual divergence. So I'm staying in this long trade. You can see that here, price was high and a higher high, right? And the RSI was a high and a higher high, but it became overbought. So it fell apart a little bit. It fell below the pivots. This would have been a nice scalp to the downside. I think this is just going to come back down, retest, and start moving back up again. So this is why I wanted to come down to a small time frame, just kind of check things out. Let's see here. This would have been the entry down here, right there. Small move down. Let's Fibonacci this one, right? From the high there to my entry below right here. Okay, swing lows right here. So this move should already be finished unless they're going to bring it down to this swing low right there. Okay, where the stochastic starts to change color. Yep, swing low on this one. So I think this move is going to continue back to the upside. So let's take a look at the 15 and see what the stochastic is doing. It's green and then it's red again. So far, red. RSI is below the pivots. There we go. I don't need this anymore. Got a double bottom here. Coincides with price to be a move down, right? Okay. That's why it makes another leg down. Okay. So this is interesting. I want to see what this equates to. There's an interesting thing that takes place with the stochastic heikin-ashi. You see price comes down making red candles. Then it makes one green, then one red. And I want to see what's happening here. That's the point of doing this because this is all a study. Okay. I want to see how this is plotting out for certain moves. And this could be showing me something very subtle that I need to see for small time frames, forex markets, stuff like that. And I think it's exactly what it's doing. It's showing me a leg down, a little poke to the upside, and then it's going to be moving down again. So I want to see what's happening here. We got 6 minutes left on a 15-minute time frame, and I can see it happen again here. Red coming down, one green, and then it moved down again, right? Red coming down, one green, then it just kind of shot down just a little bit, but it did continue to make another little drop, right? See, red coming down. I'm looking for a single green on the bottom. I don't see one right here. I got a couple green, then a red. See what happens in price right there. Nope. Okay. So I would have to find it elsewhere. It looks like they're to the upside right now. So let's pull this up here. I want to see how this closes. We're on a 15 right now. So this is basically a bottom right here, the top of a pullback. And it's just going to leg down again. Okay, new user following me. Thanks, guys. Get rid of this, right? Get rid of this. Like I said, it looks like it's about to start to reverse a little bit. So I feel like this trade is a bad trade right here. And there it is. See, as soon as the candle opened, where were we? Yeah, we got 30 seconds left. So this candle came way down and went back up. So this is basically the setup right here. What's going on? 10:20. Let me see. I need a sell order here. I don't have a position for a buy order. Yeah, so my other tool is not really telling me anything right now. Yeah, okay. So we get a new low on the RSI. Pivot's moving a little bit. It's trying to make a new low. It's trying to pull things back down. Let's see, where are we on the timestamp? We are 3 seconds in. Let's see. I'm watching the RSI. It's really kind of trying to pull a little bit. I wish I could show you guys a pivot candle, but I can't. It's in the mass effect. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. The voodoo is here. Let's see what's happening with volume. Okay. It's got support at this point. They're trying to range it. I want to pop open a pivot candle, just really take a look at it. I'm tempted to open up the mass effects. Should I do it? What is the consensus of the room? Should the mass effects be open? There we go. All right. Excuse me while I close my screen for a second. You guys keep watching. Don't worry about it. I just got to go check something. Views, chat rate, views 114. Average distributors. Okay, good. All right. Okay, all right, we're good there. Thanks for the session and wisdom, but got to fly here. Later, Basti. Catch you another time. Let me just kind of zoom out a little bit because sometimes you got to zoom out to really see what's happening. Okay, still above. All right, so this is a nice little push back to the upside, it seems like it's trying to be. All right. Yeah, I need a new pivot level, and then I need to break down below it. So I'm going to end up entering a ranging market, it looks like. So we got a little range taking place. Volume is currently to the upside right now. It was split before. All right. Stochastic is making a move up. Okay. It's not giving me another entry just yet. It's probably because I missed it off of this one. Like this would have been the move to there. Gonna go in for a buy position. Already did that. I'm gonna pull this down to this level right there. Okay. Which is a support line that I pulled off of here. Thought I had it in the right place, but I didn't. So this would be a $78 move right there. I feel like adding to the position, you know. I really do. And I wonder if I can. I'm not sure if I can. How do you add to a position? I don't know. I don't think I can. Like, I don't think I can add to a position. If I buy more, like it's just gonna buy at that level. Thanks for the boost, Hermond. There we go. Hermond, thanks, buddy. And guys, don't get me wrong. You know, boosting these scripts and these ideas and stuff like that, this is not some monetary thing. Okay, this is strictly like a voting game. It's strictly for popularity. That's all it is. You know, and it gets the scripts showing on the front page of TradingView, and yeah, it just helps other people in this community. It gets these ideas out to them because there are literally tens of thousands of ideas, but the ones that people see most of the time are the ones that people see most of the time are the ones that are on the front page. Volume, point of control, indicator. All right, so I got to close this, right? And get rid of that one. There's a couple of private ideas that I put on here, and they're locked, and it's just pointless for them to be here on the screen. Okay, there we go. So, like I was saying, this is strictly like a popularity thing. And I want more people to know about these indicators because it just helps them out. You know, they start following and they get involved with the community. It's really good to have them. All right, I need this pivot to stay high. Just, you know, keep going higher right here. If it does, then we're good for this trade. So I hope it works out. Let's find out. Next time I get into profit, I'll just take the profits, right? So yeah. Let's see where we are with the RSI. Yep, the RSI is supposed to, like, we're supposed to get a nice fall on the price. You know, it's not pulling down though. All right, I'm gonna take this one in profit right here. It's at 36. Okay, good, got that one. I still believe that the price is gonna move up to this level. When it does, I'll probably just put in a sell order and come back down to the previous swing low. If you want to know what the swing low is, right, where this price starts to fall and it makes a single new low, I'm looking for the swing low of the RSI right there. See, that's the low point of the RSI right there. It went up, it came down. Now it's moving up, it's making a couple of highs. It's got to come back down to the previous low here. So I would be looking for it to come back down to this price level, which would be 32,709. So I would probably shoot for like the top of it, you know, just to make a little safeguard. You know, I don't want to create a take profit where everybody else is putting a take profit. I want to do it where the banks and the systems where they're really going to be moving it to, you know. So you always want to try and trick the trickster. So let's see how that works. Let me see if I have anything else that's not turned on in here currently that I should have. High time frame RSI is right there. I want to color this one differently. So yes, the high time frame RSI, really cool tool. So you get your high time frame RSI turned on and the overbought, oversold for just the high time frame. And that means when the RSI on a higher time frame becomes overbought or oversold, you'll get a markup here on your algo. And it'll say, hey, the high time frame is overbought, which means if your current one is not overbought, you have a pullback taking place. Like you are entering into a pullback, like trend is going to reverse for a little bit based on the activity of a high time frame. You have to think of it like a top-down analysis, right? You analyze things on you do your markup on a 1 hour chart. Then you go down to like a 15-minute chart and you analyze your price action. And then you go down to like a 5-minute chart, right? And that's where you start entering your trades. And to be honest with you, I should be looking at a 15-minute chart right now, looking for my movement and then coming down to the 5-minute to do my entries. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that now. Let's move over to the 15-minute chart, okay? And really kind of take a look at things. But what I also want to do is let me set this up. High time frame is set for 30-minute. I'm going to set it for 45-minute, okay? This way I can have at least 3 RSI movements before I see some kind of activity, all right? And there we are, good. RSI trend direction, that's fine. Bodies of the candles, okay, we're great. I'm not going to be too particular about turning on the heikin-ashi candles here because I should basically have the same kind of candle set up here. So let me just kind of do this a little bit. I want to fade them out. There and there. Okay. Okay. And these also, I'm going to fade these out. I should really have there. Nope, sorry, not that one. I'm looking at the wrong one already. This gets faded out. This gets faded out right there. I'm going to make my candles a little bit darker. Okay. And these a little bit darker. There. So now I should be able to see what I need to see. And I'm seeing layer on top of layer, right? I can see the pivots inside the candles. I can see when this column takes place in the background. We got a nice push up taking place right now. Big push up. But I see the high time frame RSI is moving. Now, let's go to the 15-minute. Okay, we're good here. I got a nice movement to the upside here is happening. But again, I don't really trust it. Oh, nope, actually, I am above both pivots at this point. It's pretty cool. But again, this is Forex, so they like to fake people out, right? I can catch a small move to here. What's this level? Okay. Let's take this take profit right there. That's what we're doing right there. Small move. I want to catch a little piece right there. I should have caught it sooner. Get rid of this stuff. Yeah, we got movement to the upside. Volume is in the right place. I'm going to take this out as soon as I'm in profit. Because this stochastic is moving up way too quickly, right? I think it's coming up. It's going to reject off of this level and push back down. So, yeah. Also, my high time frame RSI. My high time frame should actually be a 1 hour. There. Okay. So the high time frame is not really moved above the 0 level. It's basically 0.06, which is no real move up. You know, while my current one is above it, this is just a small move up. So let's see here. And the reason I say that the stochastic is moving up too quickly is because look at the shape of the candle, right? Nice scaling down of the size, and then I get two decent sized candles, and then one big massive one. Like, that's just irregular. That's not right. You know, it shouldn't be like that. I know that it's still forming, but if it's going to continue to get bigger, I think it's just moving up way too quickly. It's going to be just a move up, and it's going to hit a support resistance area and push back down. Also, I had something that I should have drawn out before. Okay, I don't need any of these anymore. See, I like to redo my drawings as I go along. All right, so let's see. This candle here, this is the irregular one. That right there. So I want this here. See, we're inside this zone right now. And it's just off of this color, a little bit of this one, right? So the zone is actually like that there. That's the zone. There's a small takedown right here. Price comes down and it gets squished. See, it's coming down, it's getting squished, which means the low is getting higher and the high is getting lower. So I'm looking for the low, like as soon as it started getting squished, was right here. Flattens out at this point. From here to here, yep, same thing. So we have a bit of a zone within a zone. There to here. So that's what we kind of have right now. It's a zone within a zone. You can see like this opened right inside of the close of this candle right there. I want to catch this. We're going to hit a, what do you call it? I think we're going to hit a divergence at this point. Come on, give me my move. Give me the move. It's just a little bit right there, just a little bit. Now where is my, okay, so I need to put a buy order in here. That's what I wanted, and a sell order at this point. So yeah, that is going to be my sell right here. Like, I'm a little high for it, just a little bit high. I want to, this is going to be interesting to see if this works out. Do you still use the heikin-ashi algo support and resistance with what you're doing now? Willowdean. So primarily what I do with the heikin-ashi support and resistance markers is on the 1 hour chart or the 30-minute chart. I'll turn on the SR levels in the algo and I will use it to mark up my chart. That's what I'll use that for. But primarily I don't use them as I go along until I need to remark things on my chart. So hope that answers your question. I use it for setup. I don't use it for runtime, I guess you could say. All right, 15-minute right here. Got to push down. So I'm not trying to enter trades here. I'm just trying to see, like, I'm looking for the moment, and then I'm going to enter the trade on a smaller time frame. Oh, sorry, I'm going to enter the trade on this time frame, but then I'm going to drop to a smaller time frame and find my exit. You're welcome, Willowdean. So let's see. Here, did I get past my previous pivot? You know, I don't have my pivots showing up here. And I think I need that. So That's the one I'm looking for. Nope, that's not it. I gotta get rid of this. It's not serving any purpose. So there's a bunch of indicators, a lot of them, that I am developing. There we go. Okay, I don't need these. Let's go with 9 and 9, right? We'll do that. Let's pop this open. Make this bad boy run right. So you can see this pivot extension, right? You can see that happening right there. Let me make this a little bit better. 24 and 24. Yeah, I don't really like the way it's playing out. I'm at a Forex market. I'm at a 15-minute. Let's go with the 12 and 12. It's either 9 to 9 or 12 and 12. That's what I'm looking for. So higher low, lower low. Okay. Higher high, higher high. So I'm looking for this is an interruption in the trends. I can't really use this. What I was looking to do was this. Extend right. See? And since I knew lower low came into effect, I can't plot it out. It won't work. So I think what I need to look for is a smaller pivot area. Go for the 9 and 9. Make an adjustment. I got a lower low on my pivots. Higher low. So yeah, the pivots are extending out from each other. It's kind of working against me. So in the meantime, I can find a pivot level here. Goes right through. Which oddly enough coincides with where my take profit is. I wanted to take profit at that same pivot level, right? And I caught that just from looking at price action. Just in case we break above, that's another pivot level. And if we do break below, this is a pivot level if we can get below the zone. So I'm going to do this. TP2. Right. Do this. Not that one, huh? There. Here. While price is playing out, looks like we're about to hit that TP right here. But I'm expecting a bounce at that level. Yeah. Okay. Good there. So it came down to this pivot level. There's another small pivot level just behind it, which is right there. Like I said, I'm expecting a bounce here. Let's see what we've got. As stochastic is still moving up, I am still kind of above that pivot. Like right here, let's see. I think there's a small move to the upside. A little small move to the upside right here. I want to get in. This is going to be a dangerous move. You know what? I'm going to go for it. Let's do this. Oh, I can't because I'm already in a trade. So I would have entered here, right, at this current level. Let's do this. I'm already in a trade waiting for this take profit here. So I would have entered here. Come down, right? New level. I'm looking for my take profit on this one. And it's that level here. Yeah, same thing. Pretty much there. And that would look like on the 5-minute. Yeah. Let's see if it plays out. But unfortunately, it looks like my stochastic is telling me otherwise on this time frame. I'm seeing pulls to the downside, so I don't want to chase this trade. We're still in an uptrend. The thing about my stochastic is this. I'm in an uptrend and I see a low and a lower low. So that kind of worries me that price wants to come down. And while you're in an uptrend, if you see that on the stochastic, that's usually falling down. And then here, I get a low and a higher low, but a lower low on the price, so it moves up. So I'm wondering if this means that this is the new divergence and this is the RSI old divergence, because here, volume does not coincide with the RSI, which is very strange. It's not usually like that. I get support at this level, and I'm kind of stuck at this level now. Stochastic in a move to the downside. Right, it's pulling back down. So we're going to see how this plays out. Hang on, I got something on my chart here. I don't need this open. That's not right. Got extra windows open that I don't need. Also, let me make sure that this is not coloring anything. This is not coloring anything. We're good. The only thing that should be coloring my candles is the voodoo. Right, okay, there we go. So let me, let's see here. This is an exhaustion. I don't see this as a pull. Breaks through support. It does not. It doesn't make it to support. And so this is a support level right here. Minor one, just a minor one. Coincides with the pivot, you can see. Right, coincides with the wick and the body on that pivot. I want to see if it's breaking through. I don't see a divergence, right? Low to high and low to high. It's all the same. So I could have bought this at a high price when I should have bought it when it was just coming, you know, when the stochastic was, when the stochastic was down here, I should have bought it. Like this would have been my entry here. But I didn't do that because I got into it too late. So this is going to be a pullback, and it will come down to roughly, let's see. Yeah, it's like it's going to come down pretty steep, a little bit, and to move back. I'm targeting this long area up here. That's my thing. Of course, it's Forex. They could just completely go against me. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Just in the meantime, while I wait for that to play out, right? Bitcoin, pretty close to the same thing. Pretty close. It's on the low. Let's see here. It's moving up. I want to adjust my pivots. They seem to be a little too active. See, there we go. There. Switch up. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's where we are. Get narrow. Okay, that's good. I'll switch him to a scalping RSI level. A scalping RSI level. It's a little bit better. Okay. For Bitcoin, that's pretty decent. Go here, get from my low. Let me see where this plays out. There we go. Break above, make a new high. My low is here, new high. This goes to this pivot level here. I'm supposed to buy at that level. Yeah, that would have been over at take profit too. Yes. So this move is already over. No move here right now. Yeah, no move here right now. See what's on my, sorry guys, let me get to my other screen. There's a couple of messages over there. So I'm a little upset that TradingView did not take my buy order at this point because I wanted to buy straight to that level and it didn't work, right? I also want to take this buy at this level, right? Here, it goes straight to this level and it never took it. So this one would have taken a sell order, right? If I've taken a sell order here, I would have brought it back down to this level. Like it's automatically showing me where I need to go to and when do I need to do it. And it's doing a really good job. So that being said, this move is already over. I need to wait for another move to take place. I can go to a smaller time frame and find one, but it's just not worth it. There. I don't want to wait for this move. This is taking too long. And it's because I entered late, right? Here's something I need to watch out for because my high and low pivots, they crossed over each other. At some point, they cross over each other. See? Pink is on top, green's on the bottom. And now green's on top, pink's on the bottom. Okay? And one of the studies that I'm doing later today is to figure out what is happening in the market when your pivots flip upside down. I notice that they flip and then they flip right back. And I think that's just an indication of, what do you call it, of the end of a trend. When they flip, the trend is over, and then they flip right back, that the trend has gained a new form, right? So here, let's see. Go right here. My high pivot is green, my low pivot is pink, right? But here, my high pivot is pink. So it's upside down, right? I mean, they're kind of on top of each other. And then here, the pink is on top, the green's on the bottom. So it's like this is the start of the new trend to the upside. You know, high one is supposed to be green, but the pink one is on top. And here, you can see that this is the downtrend, right? This is a downtrend. Then you have a divergence take place from the low side, okay? And then the two pivots are upside down. It's like this is the start of the new trend at this point. And if that's the case, well then this, algo is doing a lot of good. Like a lot of good. I think it's supposed to be on the high. The close right there. See? So you end up hitting the pivot with the RSI. The close of the candle. Open of this candle. Wick, right? So I want to see how often that happens and what happens with price when that does happen. So again, here, the pink on the bottom, green on top, like it's supposed to be. And then it hasn't flipped over yet. So to me, this is still an uptrend until I get below this stuff. So on a 1 minute, I'd like to catch this move up. Here we are. Yep. 1, 2, right there. Here's my low. Here's my entry right there. I'm going to take this long position here. Take it real quick. Take that to the pivot right there. Okay. Think I got it set right. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. All right. Now I'm going to switch back to the 5 minute. See where we are. Got a bit of an exhaustion taking place. So this is going to have a hard time getting to that point. See, this is a heikin-ashi candle coming up. It's above the pivots, right? But you'll see the stochastic is on its way down, which is very interesting in its setup. So I want to see what happens at this, with this play out. Heikin-ashi should be coming up same time that the candle's going up. But in this case, it's not really doing it. So this might be a little pump. I still have to wait for this to change color. It may change back to green. I don't know. We'll see. But again, I was looking at that on a smaller time frame and just catching a little move up. Come on, give me a little piece of action right there. Little piece of action. I don't need this open here. And yeah, so I do not have another early order position available like right here. It's telling me that I should have bought at this point. It says buy here, which means when price closes above this level. So I would have bought here, right? And that move would have been from this buy level. Here's the low. my entry would have been at this point. Okay, there. My entry would have been there. Take profit 3 would have been done, but now I'm trying to catch like the remainder of the momentum and stuff like that. Let's see. So, do we have a divergence now? I've got a high here. The move is not done yet. Hasn't made a low or anything. I've got a low and a high. We're good. A low and a high. We're good. A high and a, let's see. Here's one here. And then here. This one to this one. All right. Take profit is hit. I have a continuation move taking place. We're good. And again, I said we're trying to trade inside this ranging area, right? I marked this all off based off of what I saw from the stochastic. So moves are taking place very small right now. I have a low on my stochastic right here. I have a low on the stochastic right here. And if I drew that out, actually, I just want the red candles. Here's the low. Red candle low. There, right? If I draw this out to the close, right? If I drew this out. There. I want to go from the low to the close. This is a contingent level where price action is going to come back down to. Let's see what's in this area. This is telling me that there's a bit of a zone at this space. See, the color of the candle is a little bit different, right? It's got like, it's battling between the two. So these two candles are an issue. And if you drew a range in that area, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. If I drew a range in this area, there. See? Coming back down to this level. Okay. See if it's getting up to that original take profit that I said earlier. So here. Bring this out. And this. There. So we get a break above. It is not above plus 10. This is, oh yeah, it's 12. Not bad. But my stochastic's coming down against it. So I don't want to take this move to the long side any further. I don't want to take this move to the long side any further. Not feeling comfortable about that one. Okay, let's see here. So what I think is we have a push coming down now. Wish I could play some music for you guys, but I can't. YouTube keeps muting my videos because I'm putting somebody else's music on it. So not a big deal. It's just part of what they got to do, right? All right, let me go back to the 30-minute. Let me see what we got here. New pivot levels arrived. Okay. I got a low and a higher low, just like I should. So that's going to be from here through here. Okay. Just like I should. And let's see here. I have a high and a lower high, just like I should. And that would have played out like this, right? See? If I had the high and the lower high, I would have marked them out. And when I couldn't close below it, and volume and the heikin-ashi were telling me everything about, above my pivots and stuff, like, look here. I get above my low pivot, breaks above, and makes a green candle. And I start making a new candle on the heikin-ashi stochastic, right? You can take this long to here, to the pivot, target the pivot, which is the same as the swing high, target the previous pivot, which is, same thing. Get rid of that. We don't need it. I don't need this. It was just for visual. So it's on a 30-minute. I got consecutive higher lows here. I would need to get a higher high for this move to continue up. Like this blue line here is a pivot, right? I need to get another higher high. Like here's my current one. I need another one to the leg up. Go to the 5 minute. What do we see? Okay. Let's fix this because it's kind of too much to see, right? And then this one. There we go. They're overlapping each other, so it's just kind of tedious. Let's see what's happening with the RSI here. Yeah, see, I don't like this too much. It's a position that people are going to get trapped in. I believe people are going to get trapped into this position. It's a nice little turn leg up right here. Let's see here. There's the pullback. Let's see where this goes. Breaks above. Take profit 1, I believe. It's possible it goes to take profit 2. The pivot levels you have on chart is another of your creation. Yes, Willadine, this particular pivot level is another one of my creations. Pivot levels are pretty standard. Anybody can create them. There's plenty of indicators out there, but mine uses a different format to calculate them. And the pivots are no different than the ones that are showing in the algo, except that these are showing up here in price. Also, the Mass Effects has pivot levels built into it too. But this is just a different, like I said, it's a different formula and styling of the pivot levels because I want to separate them, that you can look left a certain number of pivots and you can look right a certain number of pivots. There's a reason that it comes in handy to do that when you're in like a massive downtrend that you cannot control. There, you want to be able to calculate them differently. And there's a whole strategy for working off of pivots. They are very, very key in the market. So that's why I ended up leaving the pivots in the algo. If you'll notice, price always swings back to a previous pivot. Like you have a pivot level here, right? And then price came down, or the RSI came down, and it stopped at that same pivot level, you know? And then when it breaks down below the low one, it comes down and it seeks that same pivot level. It comes down, right? And it meets that same pivot level. You would have been able to enter from the low over here or the close and looked for the beginning of this pivot, wherever it was. It began here. So that would have been an entry from here, right? From here, where it breaks below the pivot. Sorry, right here. That would have been entry at the close here. And you, oh, I just messed up. If you knew that this move was going to be going back the other way, you know it's just a pullback, right? You would have entered here, look for the previous pivot beginning, okay? And most commonly, you want the one that is the previous, higher price. That's like here, okay? Right away, you've been able to go back to this level, which happens on the next candle. You look back and you see the next pivot level beginning right here, right? It's this level right here. Whatever that price is, right there, the closing price, okay? And you'll see that at that point, the price moved right back to it and it moved through it. So when you break through it, you look for the next pivot level. What's the next higher pivot level? Well, your other ones don't make any higher ones. So you have to look for the green ones making a higher pivot. That's your RSI swing high. Here, the RSI made a swing high at that point, which is the same as that pivot. So you would have broken this one, gone to this level, and gotten out again on the next candle. Re-entry, re-exit. And did you then close above that? If you closed above that with this RSI, look for the next pivot high level. Look for the beginning of it. And if you don't have one, if there isn't one, if your current price is higher than your previous pivot, scroll backwards and look for the next swing high of your price. That's right there. So you're basically walking backwards and forwards. Did you close above that too? Okay. Look for the next swing high on your pivot. I'm looking at the RSI right here. RSI had a super high right there, right? It's really high. It's way over here. So price is trying to go back to that same level. See? The close of that candle right there, okay? And that looks like this. Let's see. Right there, that line that I just drew. See? How the price went exactly, the wick went smack dab right back to it, right there. Okay? Walking these pivots backwards will tell you everything you need to know about price. And again, that was right here. Let me just draw that line right at the wick. Okay? Let me move to the side. And you're going to see this line right here stops at this line right here. Let's do this. Make it nice and fat. Make it colorful so you can see it. And all I did was look at the RSI levels and price levels. See? The close of this candle is that pivot level. Same thing, same thing. That's how you pick your targets. Pivots are targets, and they are also points of where you want to break. Okay? There you go. It's really cool, really cool. All you have to do is catch them in stages. Don't worry about trying to catch like the whole move. I want to get all the way to that pivot on the end. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wait until you break through each one individually. That's all you need to do. Wait till you break each one individually. All right, so we met this pivot, okay? I see that my high time frame RSI is moving up, okay? High time frame RSI, it's really jumped up right now, and I think it's on the 1 hour as we speak. I should probably adjust that to like a 30-minute right now. Let me do that because I'm on a 5-minute chart. 30-minute. There you go. See, now the high time frame RSI is really, really far up there, and my current RSI is above it. So that's, you're welcome, Willadine. And that's really dangerous. You don't want to be above your high time frame RSI. You don't want to be higher than your high time frame RSI with your current RSI if they're like way up there. So this is a dangerous level. Now, it also means that there's a lot of push to the upside. So we could very well get to this end of this zone. Now, I don't want to try and trade that because I am above both pivots. I do have proper volume stepping in, but the bearish volume is not able to break that threshold. So that's what's happening. The way this new oscillator works for volume, let me correct these colors a little bit so you can see them better. So this is I have to change the name. Rolling bullish volume average. This should actually say rolling bearish, okay? The name is wrong, okay? This should be red. I'm going to make it red just for now. Make it thick. I don't like it thick because it looks kind of ugly. This one should be kind of a green color, right? And it should be also thick there. So basically what you're doing is you want bullish volume above this. But if bearish volume crosses this one, it has broken its threshold. There is enough bearish volume to interrupt the bullish volume. That's what that is, okay? When it's on the upside here. If the red volume crosses the red line on the top side, you have a pullback coming in, okay? If the green volume crosses the green line on the bottom, you have a pullback going back to the upside. Now, what happens if you have red volume and it doesn't touch this red line and it's on the top side? Well, think of it this way. This is a bearish volume breakout. This tells you that the bears are pushing in against the bulls. Against the bulls. Bears are pushing in against the bulls. And I'll check your message in a second, Bob. The bears, red ones, are pushing against the bulls, like they're pushing up against the bulls, and they're able to break the bullish threshold. If the bears are able to break a bullish threshold, then they are stepping in hard. And you're going to see right here at these 2 points, yes, price is starting to collapse. It finally collapses when it doesn't reach this level and starts moving to the downside. So there's certain things that you look at, and you have to kind of think of them in an upside down manner, okay? If you think of these things as moving averages, then it'll be a lot easier to understand what you're seeing. So if you switch it over to lines like that, you want to be able to see them break, okay? So you can see like here is a move to the upside. This is the move, right? This, where the bears broke below the bottom, and the bulls broke through the top. This is your move up, right? And this here is your move down. This midline is the point of control, right? Bears are stepping in for control to the downside. The bulls don't have it. This is the point of control, okay? The bears past the point of control, they are in control. The bulls are still up here. They do not have control. And if you look at what happens with the price, see? The bears stepped in and they have control. The bulls do not have control yet. So yes, this is telling you ahead of time, you have a breakout coming. Stochastic turns over. RSI shows up red. You get a new lower pivot on your next candle, which closes way over here. You enter short all the way down to the pivot. Bink, you get out. So there's some analysis that you need to understand about how this oscillator works. But once you have it down pat, you could almost trade with just this and price action. So this is a really nice tool. It's a nice change up for the void, having a moving void. So Bob, let me go and check your message right now. Let's see what we got going on. Hi, Eric. Missed the first 145. We'll look back to get all of this info. All right, Bob, don't worry. I'm going to upload it and make sure that it stays available. I am recording this, okay? Let me see. 11 o'clock at my place now. Hello from Vietnam. Thanks, buddy. Thanks you. Unfortunately, the live stream doesn't have subtitles to translate your language, so I can't understand what you're saying. Well, Hung, sorry that I couldn't help you in that regard. I will make sure that I turn on closed captions or subtitles for multiple languages later on. Okay? And look what I did. I just knocked one of my contacts out. Anyway, so I actually have to get on with my day here, right? Made a few good trades today. We're doing okay. I'm seeing that this buy order is still the last one that I have in place. Let me see what my settings are here. Nope, not that. Let me get in here. Looking for the 13. The 13 was for the higher time frame. That's why I don't see other orders here. There we go. So my buy order in is here. Pivots for 9. Did I set for 9? Help me out, Pete. It's 9. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I don't see anything happening here right now. It looks like it's 10:12 a.m. on the Dow, and which is 11 something. So they're probably getting ready to step for lunch. Not really feeling like keeping in the trade. So just a heads up, guys. I got some things I got to take care of. So I am probably going to be stepping out in just a few minutes. And this will be all the trades that I do for today. Entered in a couple of them. I like how the new system is working with the heikin-ashi stochastic. I'm not even sure what to call it. Heikin-astic? What should we call it? Heikin-astic? Is that nice? Or a stochashi? Right? Stochashi RSI. Just like the support and resistance, you could also draw up pivot levels from a higher time frame. So Willowdine, yes, that's actually the next development that I want to do to this tool. I'll be doing it later this afternoon. Okay, it's called Pivot EXT. What you'll be able to do is right now it says left and right bars that you look at for the current time frame. I'm also going to put a little area below it, right down below it, where you can set the high time frame left and right bars. Okay. Obviously, for a higher time frame, you want to see more bars left and right, not the same number. So you just want to adjust your settings. And I'll just be combining them. Maybe you'll just type in like current time frame will say, bars, and this one will say high time frame bars. You'll just have to enter it once, like you'll just put a number in here. So you don't have to like look left and a separate setting for right. You'll just enter one number and it'll look left and right for you. This one will be high time frame, and it will look left and right for you as well. And of course, the style will just be very simple right now. It just says plot, and I'll just put it as, I'll put it as resistance and support, So yeah, that's later today. I'll be doing that, and then I'll spend some time, a couple of weeks testing it out just to make sure everything works out well with it. So yeah, Willowdine, thanks for letting me do that spoiler alert. All right. So let's see what's going on here with price and activity. Okay, I think the only thing we're getting into right now is some really small moves. I see how the RSI has broken down away from the high time frame RSI at the same time getting a new pivot trend line. I changed my trend lines to columns because I want to see them a little bit differently, right? So let me just show you what that looks like real quick here. There we go. So you see pivot high trend line, pivot low trend line. I turned them into columns just because I use them that way, okay? And a line. And you can see the lines there right now, right? And what you do with pivot high trend lines is, for example, you see this one forms when the RSI makes a new low. So what you're doing is you're literally looking for, I'm just drawing this line right here because the trend line is automatically drawn. Come on, grab, and go. There we go. So the trend line is automatically drawn. All I'm doing is this. I'm putting that back on that line. I made it longer. And when my RSI, see how it bounces off of it? When the RSI breaks above that trend line, then I know I have a move to the upside on the next candle. I have a small move. And the same thing applies for a trend line that comes down. So these are your trend lines in your RSI. Trend lines on your RSI work in reverse of price, right? When a trend line comes down and price interrupts it, you want to take that position to the long side. So this is a continuation to the upside, which would have been really good. You got the move up at this point, and then it broke this trend line. You continue going up. So right now I see nothing on my trend lines. This is why it's like really tight right now. There's really just nothing going on here. So even if I drew this one out here, trend line to here, you can see that it broke down at this point. I need another low trend line. This is my last one pointing down. This one points up. This one points up. There's nothing pointing down right now. So if I do, then this is basically it, right? So I can't wait for the RSI to come all the way down here. But what I can do is I can wait for the RSI to come down below its most recent pivot, which is, see the green ones here? Green, 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 right there. And then it makes a green one here, down here. And now it's making a green one here. I needed to make a lower one and then get below this one that it left behind, right? This is how pivots work. Look for the pivots and look what they leave behind. There you go. So I need my RSI to drop below this level currently before I can enter a short trade. And somewhere it's going to end up doing this. It'll go down to, let's see, we'll mark this trend line here, right? And the reason I use the columns is so I don't have to do this. The RSI, when it finally falls, is going to fall in line to this trend line. And this is where you should consider getting out of your trade, right? So let's do that. I probably have a divergence starting to form here. Let's bring this down. Okay. There. And let's see. Do I have a divergence? I don't think so. Let's see. 1450, 1450, and 1540. So I'm higher on my RSI. I'm even higher on my high time frame RSI. Let me make sure that I have the alert turned on. Yep, I do. And that alert is also turned on. And neither one of them went into the overbought area yet, except for way back here as oversold. There we go. Now what I do see is that I'm getting a high pivot, lower high, lower high, lower high. So this is my move down. And now I'm getting a low, higher low, right? Where's the low now? I don't have one. So I have a move to the downside coming. If I get another higher low, then that means, yes, I'm getting a move to the downside. So let me wipe all this out. Like I said, I redraw my stuff every once in a while. I want to try and use a clean chart at this point. How many viewers we got here right now? Let's see. Concurrent viewers, okay. Let me see. 11 o'clock. I want to see if there's any messages I missed. Pivot levels. You have a chart? No. Okay. Do you still have the heikin-ashi? Yep. Looks like I didn't miss anything. So we're still good. 9 people there. Okay. Future duration views. Okay. I don't even know how long this has been on. How long have we been going for? Since like 8:30 till now. So a couple hours. So you guys got me. I need to go to the bathroom. This bad. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm waiting for something to take place. Give me a second. Let's do this, right? I'll give you something to watch while I'm busy. There, right? We'll go there, here, there, and then here. And I shall return. Hang out, talk amongst yourselves. Ow. Oh. Oh. Okay, there we go. Sorry, new chair. Really cool. Oh, that's not what I want. There. Okay. I shall return in just a minute. And we're back. Okay. Where are we now? Let's see. So this new little tool I have here, before I even get into something, this new little tool that I'm developing, it's giving me some really, really nice information. So here we are again. Some activity that took place on February 8th at 10:30 a.m. This is basically telling me that people put in buy orders here. So I need to sell. And I might need to correct myself. I don't remember exactly if I corrected the code yet. So basically, I would need to go to, I see it already played out, but there are buyers in the market here for some reason or another. I need to sell when price closes below this level, when it closes below this level. So that means I would have needed to short at this point. At this point, right? At the swing low, I would have needed to put in a short order automatically there. And I would literally just go like this from the swing high there to here. Look at the algo, and the algo says I am -6. So I'll go to take profit 2 on this one. It's down here, and you see the move just automatically took place, right? Let's see. And this is basically telling me that there's buyers in the market here, and they got trapped. So I guess they probably saw this move coming up, big candles, and their long orders were here. So let me skip forward a little bit more. And again, this plots late. Okay, see the order is here, right? If you watch that space, there's no other indications, right? I'm waiting for it to catch up because it's registering there. So buy order here, right? I would need to put in a buy order. There's buyers in the market. I need to put in a short, is what it's saying. So I need to put in a short order at this level. I'm sorry, it's saying there's buyers. Yes, I need to put in a short order at this level. Okay. And I'm still working on the details for this script. My swing high is literally the beginning of, the swing high is going to be the RSI right there. I'm going to use the formula right here. I'm going to use the RSI formula. Swing high is right there. This is a -17, which is a 1 to 3.78. Oh, sorry. 1 to 3.78, right? And then actually use the pivot for my swing high. Do I have a lower pivot back here? I have one right here, which is pretty close. So I have another one here, right there. It's kind of beefy, huh? There. There we go. And then what happens to the price? So I need to put in, right? See, I need to put in a buy order. I dragged it out over here, but the indication didn't show up here. I'm sorry, I need to put in a sell order at this point and sell down to this level, right? And there's actually 2 orders that show up. So yeah, my order's a little bit long, probably because I'm going against a trend. I need to subtract 1. But like I said, I'm still working on the scripting for this. My order should have gone down to a pivot level. There we go. I didn't see this one, which would have been the next one down. And yes, that would have been my take profit over there. Another order came in. This is where the indication showed up. I should have gone down to this pivot level that's here. Price would have done what it needed to do and just really come back down. My order would have bought here, sold here, and that's exactly what happened right there. So again, working on that script, it's like a predictive algorithm. Trying to do a nice job with that one. It'd be really good. And again, that script is not an all-time use. It only serves a purpose for a particular time in the market. You cannot use it during afternoon sessions, midday sessions. You can't do that. It will only work just before super high time frame, super high volume areas of the market, because what it's doing is it's looking at the points, right? It's looking at the points, see, where volume is being bought up, where there's an excessive amount of volume being bought up by larger institutions. And it's really, really just watching that. There we go. All right, so my move has done its thing. I get a breakdown right here, but I don't think this is a short. I think this is just a push to the downside. I got some messages here. Let's see. Let's see. You can combine two candlestick charts of two different time frames. One customizable time frame, for example, 15-minute candlestick chart, and one 15-30 chart on the same indicator, heikin-ashi algo. Oh, can I put two? Oh, I see. So you want, let me see. Hang on. And if you remove the border around each candle to leave it as it is in version 8 and earlier, it is much easier to see the candles when zoomed out. So actually the border is a color. You can actually change the, you can remove the border yourself. It's right here, right? Body, wick, border. I already turned my border all the way, I have mine black, just to create some kind of delineation. But I think I get what you're saying. You're talking about having the candles from the current time frame and the candles from a higher time frame show on the same chart. If I did that, then it would look pretty messy. I did try doing that along with the with this tool, right? Here, see what this looks like? This is what you would end up seeing. It's tedious. It's really it's not pleasant to look at, and I really hope you don't want that, because it's very intrusive visually. So yeah, sorry about that one. It's not really something that I'm going to end up doing. What I would prefer to have is I just want to have the two RSIs on the same oscillator, that you can see them in different time frames. I think that would just kind of work out a little bit best for me and by majority. So I'll probably make a test pilot out of it, and we'll see how that plays out. But I would submit it to community as a test run and make it a temporary use. There's ways that I can make indicators temporary use, like you've got it and you can only use it for 10 days, and then literally it won't load on your chart any further. There's ways to do that, but I haven't been doing that because, I'm not a stiffler. So let's get into this right here. It's a little move down taking place right now. My entry was down there. Here's the move. Let's see here. There. Oh, not what I wanted. I don't want to go against the trend. I don't like doing it today. Let's see. What do we have here? Yeah, this move is kind of over. Should have entered into this one. That's fine. I'm just looking at the pivots and how they're playing out. Okay. I don't have a higher low. That's my issue. Let's see here. Small move down right there. I'm going to take that. I don't want to, but I'm going to take that. Let's take that sell of 3. Okay. Oh, with the next low right here, which is right there. Looks like it's already done. I'm going to position for it anyway. there. Small move. I don't like it. I'm going to take it anyway. Previous low is right there. Nope, it's not working. Just trying to see where that target is that they're trying to get. I'm visually trying to use this, the stochastic heikin-ashi a little bit, because I want to see how well it's working, you know. And right now it's telling me about this little zone, like right here, right? It's telling me about that. And I'm looking at price like it's just trying to move up. It's moving down. It's doing its thing. Voodoo is coloring it red, which means bearish volume, right? You're looking along the low. You know, Sam, I gonna be honest with you. I kind of like your idea there. I feel like I should have longed the low. Yeah, okay, so. Let me just kind of zoom out a little bit. It's always good to do that every once in a while. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, that one's going against me. There was bearish volume in there. What I didn't do is I didn't wait for two, what do you call it, moves to the downside on the RSI, but I didn't notice the high time frame already dropped down. So, but either way, let's see if this is a fake out. It did get caught in that zone. And again, I drew this zone, this right here. I drew this specifically based off of this candle in the stochastic. Okay. So, and then previously I drew another zone off of that same type of candle. See, it's kind of this weird in-between color. I drew that zone right here, just right off of that candle right there. And you can see how price needed a big candle to get through it, and it wicked right down. It wicked right down. Does a good job. Let's see. And then we have a small one down here, alternating color right here. Alternating color. And that's this. Okay, see? Breaks below. You get a nice move below it. And then it gets respected by other future candles. Not bad. I like the way this works out. Now here you get three of them, right? Three of these candles. That's this one, and this one. So basically this is the zone. From the low to the high to the low, see? All caught in that range. All stuck in that range. And it finally breaks out of it. So it's doing a good job, like it's supposed to. I have to study this more to see what's happening here with the pivots and the RSI, how they're playing out. I think what it's telling me is, what do you call it? It's telling me like continuations is what it's telling me. It's what I believe. When you have these on the upside, and you can't break the 50, then it's a continuation. If you have it on the downside and you can't break the 50 coming back up, that's your move up. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Let me see. Say you have two pivot low, one behind the other with the current one a little higher. Would you wait for both pivots to break to look for a sell, or just the current one? So a little hard to answer that question, Willadine, because many factors could be in play. But the primary thing that I notice is that pivots, okay, pivots, right? The high and low pivots. The closer they are to each other, the easier it is for the RSI to break through them. All right. And if you look at how the RSI plays out, look at what it's doing. All right. Let me go to another section of the chart, like right. Let's see. You'll see that the RSI, yeah, I got to change my pivots. I don't like the setting for them right now. Give me a second here. Sorry. Let's try to look back. Let me go back to 14. I'm just going to keep it with it. Okay. So you're going to notice that the pivots, the RSI, I should say, let me take the candles off too, because like I said, if you have too many things on your chart, it just can get confusing. And I think that's what's kind of messing me up right now. If you take a look at the pivots, Okay, I plotted a little color behind mine. Okay, it's that weird color. You see that the pivots are like up here, right? And the RSI broke down below. The RSI is always trying to escape the pivots. Always pretend that the pivots are eating the RSI, and the RSI has to break through it. The RSI will not break through it when they're far apart. But the minute the pivots, see, they moved closer to each other. They're close to each other here. The RSI finds its relief, breaks through, and goes to the upside. And then it just kind of gets trapped on the upside while the pivots are on the downside. So let's say the pivots are pushing down, okay? The RSI can only go so far. It can only go to 30 in this case. So, or 30 a little bit beyond, right? So that being said, when the pivots are low, the RSI is high. When the pivots are high, the RSI is low. See, pivots high over here, pivots high over here. This one is in the +2 range. This one is in the +10 range. Okay, they're above zero, which means the RSI drops below it. So they're always squeezing the RSI into a new level. That's that. That's what that is. So there you go. Simple enough, right? And all you're doing to fully answer your question is you're asking about when the two pivots are behind each other, stuff like that. I'm literally just waiting to break below the low pivot. Get below it. Get below the low pivot. All right. Looks like my order took place on the chart. We'll get there in a second. Yeah, breaks below the low pivot. And then this one, see now the pivots are down here. It breaks above the above the high pivot. That's where you try finding your long position. So let's get back to the chart. Oops. There we go. So yeah, took my order. It was a sell order that I was in, which is pretty good. Let's see what's happening here. Again, I'm looking for my pivots and see where they are. Okay. This pivot is in the middle. When any one of the pivots are at the zero level, that's where things get tricky. When the RSI is in between the pivots, all you can do is scalp, because when it's outside the pivots, that's when you have momentum. That's literally when you have momentum. Okay. So it looks like here, this would have been my entry down there. So I need to take my short position as I break through. Here's the start of my move down here. There. Here's my move. I'm going to enter another short position right here. I've broken below my pivot, right? My stochastic is on the way down. It's got a nice push down. We're going to get down to, I'm going to target the previous swing low. Like we entered here. I'm looking for a previous swing low here, right? Whatever this is, right here, or the trend line. So I'm going to go for the trend line, right? I'm going to go for this trend line right here, which is this swing low. Same thing. Pull back just a little bit. I want to catch the high of this one right there. Pretty close. And, you know, again, like I said, when the pivot, either one of them, when they're at the zero level, things get tricky. You want both of them to be on the high side or both of them to be on the low side. And then you know that your RSI is going to break away from it. So Sam, you're waiting for volume to go back up to get onto your long trade. I guess you're also doing US 30 right now. Is that right? Just give me a clue. What I'm seeing here is, again, this is how the stochastic works. And this is really cool. This is also why I designed it in this heikin-ashi format, because it's just a lot easier to see what's going on. You know you're in an uptrend, so you want your stochastic to come down and curve up. You don't care about the curves down. Don't worry about that. If you want to catch the continuation of a long trade in an uptrend, you need the stochastic to come down and curve up. It has to curve up below the zero level. Okay. If it does it above the zero level, see, does it above the zero. It never breaks 50. Okay. This means the move up is still too strong. This is coming down, but momentum is still so strong, it's pushing this back up. You need to come back down and then curve back up. So that being said, here, it came down, it flatlined a little bit, and you can see that it curved up, but price didn't really go up, right? However, here we are. We're still in an uptrend. I have no reason to believe that we're out of an uptrend. And all I'm looking for is the, what do you call it? I'm looking for the low points of the stochastic. They're still curving up, right there. Now, whatever this level was, if I break below it, then I know I have a bit of a problem. There you go. Just go flat with it. Boom. There you go. Right? Same rule applies to your RSI. If this gets lower and your price is still way up here, you have a divergence. Same thing. Your stochastic and your RSI, they should pretty much reflect each other. So I entered into a short trade. One thing I see for a good point is like this new pivot is starting out higher, right? I'm getting a higher high pivot. And this low pivot has not changed. If it gets lower, then I know it's going to be squeezing my RSI to the upside. Like I said, the RSI is always trying to escape the pivot. When a pivot moves towards the RSI will try and jump through it every single time. So like here, this is nice and flat. The RSI broke down, but then all of a sudden the pivot came down. What did the RSI do? It went up. It made another move down. It went up and it jumped through it. And it's trying to get through this pivot. But this pivot is way over here. So you have this entire area, almost the entire oscillator is filled with a pivot range. So this is your range, okay? Not just this, but all of this is a range. And the RSI is going to have a hard time getting through it. This is when you scalp to your previous swing. You move up above the pivot. You move up above the pivot. Look for your previous swing high, right? Previous swing high. That's right there. So this would have been your entry here. This would have been take profit 1 here, from here to here. And if you close above this one, RSI closes above this one, right? RSI closes above this one. And you look for the previous swing. Again, you go for this high, which happens to be the pivot. So you would have traded from here to here to here. And you get out. You're done. So following the same method here, right? We broke down. We went up. We broke down again. This should have been an entry to the downside. It's difficult on this one because the pivot is still at the 0 level. I would look for the previous low pivot at this point, which is made by this candle all the way down here, which coincides with the take profit 2 on the fib. I'm only going down to this level, which is a swing low. That's all. I'm just going to take it down to here just for a safeguard. Now we'll see how this plays out, right? 0 profit, minus $9 profit. Okay. I still got latte in my cup. I woke up this morning saying, hey, no trading today. I am strictly going to study these things that I need to study. And what am I doing? Here we are trading. So let's see how the RSI formula works on this little setup right here. This would have been my entry. I'm sorry, this would have been the entry, and this would have been the swing high that I would have used, right? So going from the close of the candle to this, I want to see what the RSI value is here. It's minus. Previous one is also a minus, but it's not by much. So this is a re-entry, it looks like. So I'm going to go from here to here. I want to do this proper. I don't want to mess around with it. That would have been my entry right there. The RSI formula is minus 478. So that would be a 1 to 2.47, right? 2.47. And this brings us all the way down to near fib 2, right? Which ends up being the same buy level. See? This indicator is telling me that there are sellers in the market here. So what this is doing, this indicator, it's basically telling me where orders were left. These are not order blocks, but these are positions that have been created in the market. Most of the people were sellers, and I put this indication here to tell me the reverse of what it wants me to do. So obviously this big candle came down. A bunch of sellers got into the market, right? It probably happened again before. No, see here. You have sellers coming down here, sellers coming down here, right? Big candle comes down, a bunch of sellers get in, but the candle pulls back and they get wiped out. So their orders, their sell orders are down here. And that's it. But they left their stop loss orders in this position, which means if I buy at this level, if I put in a buy order at this level, I'm going to hit the liquidity that they left behind all the way back up to this point. So that means when this prints, I would see it a few candles later, and I would put a buy order in at this point. It says buy at this point, at the open. So that would have bought at this candle. My swing low would have been, I don't know where the previous swing low is. So it's here, right? Put in my, right there, okay? At the pivot. And this is saying buy here, but you can take it to here. And sure enough, that would have been there. That would have been a 0.24% move. That's it. That's all it's saying. It's literally telling you, hey, there's sellers in the market. There's too many in the market. They just got wiped out. This doesn't print until much later, and it analyzes the market in the past. So, and here, same thing. Sellers in the market. I'm sorry, buyers in the market. So you're going to sell at this point, right? You're going to sell when price gets down here. So I needed to sell actually at this point. I'm sorry, at the open of this candle right here. Pretty close, right? Right there. So I would have been able to sell from this candle. And that would have been using the fib again. I would have sold here, swing high to the close of the candle. Gets me out. I don't trust the move to be all the way down to here, to these levels. Let's see. Sellers in the market, get down here. I'm going to pull back to a swing, okay? I'm just going to pull back to a swing for this one. Right there. That's where I'm going with it. And then pull back just a little bit further to the high on that candle. And it gives me almost that same level. What's the high here? The high here is 32,718. Okay, so 32,718. I was at 20. I'll leave it at 20. Okay, we're good. I'll leave it right there. Hey, what up, Carlos? Are you back yet? You're not returned from your trip yet, are you? I don't have any messages on my thing here, do I? Oh, I do have messages. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. What up, bro? Okay. So, Carlos, hit me on here right now. Let me see. Even at airport, I am live watching. Don't miss coffee videos and all the amazing indicators. The tools and strategies are amazing. People can even imagine what Coffeeshop can do is doing. So just to let you guys know. All right. So thank you, Carlos. Don't worry about hitting me back on WhatsApp. It's fine. I know that you're busy. You're doing your thing. So that being said, Carlos C8 is somebody that I talk to on Zoom on a regular basis. He's helping me to code certain things in indicators and helping to solve little problems that happen in the code. So there's a lot of like stuff that goes on in the background. Just so you guys know, I mean, it's not as simple as, hey, I want to draw a box, you know, and then I want the box to have like a yellow background and extend to the left and to the right. It's not as simple as that. There is some serious algorithmic code that takes place. And this one, like even this one, is very simplistic in its form, right? It may look like it, so you've got a bunch of errors on something else. But it's a very short piece of code, but it's doing something in the background, right? And it does it on every single candle. And even like here, pivot extender. Sorry, let me go to one of these. Like, how about the one for the voodoo, okay? The one for the voodoo. This is crazy. Like all the stuff that went into this to make this work is really impressive. Okay. And it took me a good like 4 days just to make the base version of it. And then it took me 2 weeks to knock out all the errors. There's a lot going on there. So I don't want you guys to keep asking me, hey, where's the Mass Effect moving average? You know where it is? It's in development. That's what do you call it? That's where it is. It's in the, it's being tended to. All right. So I see another new person jumping into the chat room. I'll say what's up in a minute. A few minutes ago, or maybe 10 minutes ago, you can see that I drew these two lines out, right? This line was the bottom of this stochastic, and this line was the trend line of the stochastic. And I said I need to enter short if my stochastic gets below this level, right? And I drew it based from here to here, okay? And I'll take a short position, a little bit to the downside, whatever. And sure enough, you can see stochastic closed below that level, and then it closed below this level. And if you look at what my price is doing, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Okay, I closed below this level. That was my entry candle, which I calculated from way back. Where was it? Here was it? Is that where it was? Sell, this sell position back here, right? And I just needed to get a candle to close somewhere below this, whatever the case may be. Hey, who's over here? Oh, I didn't set this properly. Swing high over there. Anyway, it's a small move to the downside I wanted to try and catch. I'm going to take this out when I'm in profit. Hopefully I can get back in profit because stochastic's turning over and I've broken above my low pivot, but I want to see if I'm going to end up hitting something and come back down. So we'll find out. This could be a small pullback and I just kind of messed myself up. We'll see. New message on the screen. Night Talker. Stoked to have caught a live trading sesh. My daughters are making a racket though. Is this being recorded to watch later? I assume so, but had to ask. Since he might have trouble hearing, let me answer the question here. Can I reply to somebody here? Can I do that? Enter message here. I wonder. Huh, interesting. Yep, you got it. This is being recorded and I'll upload later tonight. There's that. Okay, there you go. So, I'm glad this time the stream didn't like die on me, right? That would have been kind of messed up. C8, have a good trip on your way back. I think you went to Barcelona, right? For some tech. And I don't exactly remember what it was. Tech and crypto festival, something like that. So welcome back, C8, when you get back. You got a Night Talker. And say what up to the fam for me, even though they think I'm just a cool voice on a microphone. That's fine. I'll be that. What else we got here? Hi, when the candle crosses the pivot point, do they need to be two consecutive candles going the same direction, or is it okay for there to be a candle or two between them in the opposite direction? I'll have to get back to that one because I think the answer to that is dependent on the direction of the trend, right? So what I see is that this move is kind of hanging out a little bit. I think we hit lunchtime in New York, so this move is not really going to work out for me. It's going to take a long time to get there. So it's basically 12 o'clock in New York as we speak. I am not in New York, guys, so I just didn't want you to think that's where I am right now. Let me see what's happening with the volume. Volume should be diminishing, right? And yeah, so, okay, color scheme is telling me that, yeah, we basically have like no volume going on. There's really nothing to the upside, nothing to the downside. It's really diminished. Let me just kind of branch this out a little bit further. It's always good to adjust your settings a little bit when you're doing things so that you can get a better visual. There we go. Okay. So yeah, see, the thresholds are just flat right now, okay? And volume is going to have a very easy time breaking into the low end or breaking into the mid, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, that it's going to show any movement. I've got resistance right here, right? This is volume resistance right here. See, this is plotting a resistance level. But bulls came in, made a big candle, right? They made a big candle. And the bears came in and caused resistance on this volume. It's really, really cool how this does this. And if you draw a line right there, you can see what happens. Long wicks, right? And this is how they trick you into thinking you're going long, right? They trick you into thinking to take these long positions. You can scalp to your pivots wherever they were, right? Pivot, you can scalp to that pivot right there. But I really wouldn't do anything beyond that. what they're doing is they're tricking you. There's resistance here. So when you close below this level, this would have been a better position to close below instead of where I entered. When you get to this level, your stochastic is down, your RSI is down, your volume is down, like everything's to the downside, right? This is where you can get into a short position and try and get back to that resistance level. So like here, we're at it right now. I need another, probably a support level. I don't see one. These volume support and resistance levels, they don't show up often because they don't have to, all right? Here's another resistance level right here, right at the close of this candle right there. And let's see what happens here. You can see how price is moving down. I'm in profit right now. There's another level right here. Let me just make sure I got this drawn out right. Resistance here. I want to go for the right candle. Oh, really? It's down here. This one is showing down here for resistance. Interesting. And then the other one is right here at the same place as the pivot. So you can see this caused a range based off of the information previously. Came down, caused another volume range, right? You can see that. So let me just kind of tweak this down here. We don't need this. Pull this down here. And yeah, so it looks like you're just kind of catching people in this range. I'm in a short right now, waiting for a little activity to take place. It's, again, low volume. I may not get there. So had I drawn these support and resistance areas based off of volume previously, then I would have been able to really trade accurately. I would have closed above this pivot and targeted this area, right? Waited for this choppiness to end, make a new lower high and a lower low, and I would wait for this, rejection up here, come back down to the pivot. And of course, this would tell me I have to buy at this level. So I would come back down to the pivot, set a buy order, and go right back up to the next pivot or the next level, that volume area. Just go right back to it. So you have to set your support and resistance. You've got to draw your trend lines. You have to do this stuff. It's really important to do this stuff. I have trend lines happening on my algo right now. You got one here, goes through this one, right? So you get a break to the upside, move up. Let's see, where else do I have one now? I've got this here to this one, and it's just kind of following it, so I don't have a real interruption per se. This is still a move to the downside. At this point, it's still a move to the downside. According to my trend lines, it's still down. But it's low volume, so it's not really moving around much. I'm just going to take this in profit when I get there and kind of walk away from it because I got some things I need to do. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm going to close this out and only take a small profit on this one. I'll let it happen automatically, right? And in the meantime, you guys go and have a good rest of your day. I'm going to shut down the stream. And yeah, hope you guys learned something. We're able to understand a little bit something about pivots. And like I said, always zoom out a little bit. Just kind of zoom out and take a look. Look at your RSI, how it wants to break certain areas, right? Look at your pivots. Develop these strategies for yourself. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. The website is coming. What I want to do is later this week is I'm going to set up the website in a way that you guys can actually register with the website. And thank you, Matt Barr. I wish you and I can communicate more. I would like to communicate with you a lot more, Matt. I'm going to be doing something to the website that you guys can go and register with the website so you can know when the doors basically open up. Sorry, just kind of stretching. There we go. And yeah, you'll be able to get into the website and really make some, nice activity for yourself. And you'll be able to help me, like taking this tool, for example. Like, for example, taking this tool and, the stochastic heikin-ashi. Don't worry, Matt Barr, I got you. I understand. Taking this tool, for example, the heikin-ashi stochastic, and just understanding, let you guys take it, play with it, draw your own lines on it, and see, like, what it does for you. For example, like here, I believe that when these green bars show up in the middle of a red down move, that, if it continues to move down and cross the 50, like it does, let's see, this, right? You can see that they're red coming down. Okay, let's move this down here. And this is just part of the study that I do, right? You get a green bar, candle moves up and gets shoved down. You see that? You get another green bar, candle moves up and gets shoved down. You get two green bars, right? So there's, I believe that down here, you're meeting support and resistance. Okay? All right, then it moves down. So this is a, what is this? Here we go. This is a resistance area. That's what I believe. And I believe that this tool is automatically showing you that. Okay? And once it moves down, you know that you've got that. And the other thing is, you can literally take this, right? Put it on that last green bar. Put a flat line. Just put that there. And wait for the stochastic to get back to that level. Literally, that's all. So you would also have to look at where was the last time you had resistance. Stochastic was moving up, started to change color, and then it came down, right? So you have resistance here, okay? So that means you would go for the close of the candle through this level, and when your stochastic comes up, it's going to touch this. Just like that. Stochastic's going to come up, it's going to touch this, and something's going to happen. You're either going to break through or you're going to get pushed right back down, and this will be the new trend to the downside, okay? And to be honest with you, I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea. I'm just now starting to use this tool, okay? It's new for me. You're welcome, Paul. It's new for me, and I developed it without certain intentions in mind. I did not develop it. Oh, I got this in the wrong place. It's got to go at the bottom of that candle. So a little wick right there. And you can see the price is trying to break above, right? Go against me. I developed it just for a visual aspect to make things easier to see about the stochastic. But what I didn't develop it for is to understand that, hey, it's actually got places you can draw trend lines. It's actually got places where it's telling you where a zone is, or that you can literally, in an uptrend, see if your low is higher than your previous low. And if it is, you know that you can continue your move up. Look, green candle, right? Higher than the previous one, okay? This is your move to the upside, right? But if you have a red candle higher than the previous one, this is not a move to the upside. And it's hardly a move to the downside. It's a small one, right? Small one down to the pivot. But, well, actually, no. My mistake. If you're in an uptrend and you have a high, you've got a low, right? And another low, they're going in a right direction. But then you have a high and a shorter high. You don't take this. You don't take this downward move. You do not do it. Because your trend, the overall trend is an uptrend. So the only thing you care about is the bottoms of the stochastic. If you were in a downtrend, then you would consider the tops of the stochastic. Okay? And I'm going to develop a strategy for this. I'm going to show it to you guys. It's going to be another video, hopefully in the next couple of days. And it's a very simplistic kind of thing. And you would be able to use this plus the RSI more effectively, okay? Because here you have a high and a lower high. You have a high and a lower high. So all you do now is you're waiting for a stall, okay? This is a pullback, boom, pullback, makes one move up, gets to the pivot. Here is your new entry, like the pivot moved up. So it's giving you more room to the upside, right? And then you can wait for your stochastic to reach bottom and take a real long position. From here, right? Here. Take your fib on your low to the close. And since your close is what? 10.88, you're going to take profit 3. Here to here. And look where you get out. There. You get out right there. You did that just by watching previous information of your stochastic. That's it. All right, let me wipe this out. Done. Like I said, low volume, real choppy. Nothing really going on here. I don't like what's happening. And I think, is a message coming over my phone right now? Yeah, we got some things going on. What we got? Hang on. Sorry. Yep. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, time for me to get to some things. I got some things to do. let me see. The intent is good, but you still shouldn't forget the principles of profitable trading, such as risk to reward, which is clearly not there in this setup. Correct, iTrade Avenue. I'm not really dealing with risk reward, like risk. I'm not really getting into that. This isn't a full breakdown. This is really just a live analysis and test of a couple of tools. I didn't want to get into all of that part because it can get just way too convoluted. But you are absolutely right. Risk reward, understand, like risk management is very important in your trades. But let's be honest, iTrade Avenue, there's a lot of people on YouTube that are putting up videos that say, hey, buy here, sell here, right? And it is because a lot of people are on YouTube only looking for that information. I don't agree to it. I completely agree with what you're saying. There has to be risk management in place. And when it comes to doing live trades, like live streams, I don't really get into that. I like to do that more when it comes into doing just a regular video that I upload. So don't worry, iTrade Avenue, I'm right there with you. I completely agree with that. Just wanted to let you know, I completely agree with that. Risk management is very, very important. You can't just buy and sell aimlessly without knowing, hey, is this move going to go far enough for me? For example, here, right? I know that in the Dow, I want to make at least like here. In the Dow, I have a template set up so that my move has to move at least 30 ticks, okay? Has to move at least that far. So right now, if I was entering into a trade, I'd be like, okay, I would leave this on my chart. Okay, I would leave it there. And if I am looking for, if I see my setup take place, I'd move it right over there and I'd say, hey, does my analysis get me far enough? If it doesn't, I don't enter this trade. Is it too close to my current stop loss? That no, I do not enter this trade. That's it. And I wait for the better move, right? So that being said, time for me to bounce, everyone. Got things to do. And yeah, everybody have a good day. All right. Peace out.